ese ritmo se mueve. Ese ritmo se
Man, we were muted. Now we're not muted anymore.
Okay, wasn't that a fun intro, you guys?
It feels weird doing it the second time.
Man, why does it look different this time?
It's not as fresh. Different? Why does it look different? I don't know.
We're not big. Okay.
Maybe we're just sitting far away.
So we actually got in a lot of movies this week.
We did.
But separately. So you're going to hear us reviewing most of them.
It's how we had to roll.
Separate.
To roll.
That's probably how it's going to be from now on.
Yeah.
Because it's just...
It's life. We're adjusting with life.
Yeah. Busy.
Still
At least during
watching
school.
Movies. Yeah.
Maybe in the summer can go back to normal. But okay. So I had a craft weekend this weekend. So y'all know I get a lot of movies in when there's craft weekend because we just sit and watch movie after movie all weekend. So the first one was called The Royal Treatment from 2022. It kind of reminded me of a almost kind of like The Nanny.
Where she's The Nanny?
Yeah, where she's a beautician and she goes. But in this one, rather than meeting a rich single guy, she meets a prince.
Interesting.
Yeah. So she ends up getting called into...
Always takes place in New York. It's always New York.
Right. But she gets called in to be the hairstylist and the beautician for the prince's wedding. Which, shocker, she falls in love with him and he with her. And he doesn't end up marrying the original bride. She ends up going back home because she thinks the wedding went on and he got married and she decided to go back to her old life, and he didn't actually get married. He was really falling for her. So he came on horseback to come get her.
You see some
Never would have predicted that.
there's some martial arts going on in this movie too.
No.
There was a scene where somebody was flipping somebody over. Was she in a competition or something?
That's not even the preview for this movie that you're looking at right now. No. This one had no violent scenes in it whatsoever. So it's super predictable.
Hey, welcome back, Miyoko.
Hey, glad to have you back. Super predictable, super just kind of. I mean, it was good.
Was it better than a Hallmark movie?
Yeah. Yes. It was filmed better. You know, Hallmark movies kind of have that
They have a look
to them when they're filmed, and they have that extra cheese factor. This didn't. This was movie quality. It was okay. It was predictable, but it was good.
You know, speaking about that look, I've noticed that with whether it's a sitcom on TV, you can tell what you're watching based on how it looks.
You can.
I don't know if it's the cameras they use or the type of film, or I don't know. I'm not a film guy, so.
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, this did not have a Hallmark feel to it. It had an actual movie feel.
Okay.
And it was pretty good. I thought the actress was good. The actor is who plays Aladdin in the live action Aladdin.
Oh, cool.
So he's playing a prince in this one. He becomes a prince in that one.
Alibaba.
So anyway, I would probably give this one a 7 out of 10.
Oh, strong rating.
I thought it was pretty fun. All right, so our daughter wants us to show. You don't go in the.
We have kitties.
But, we've got foster kitties. Ooh, if I can get it in the camera, aren't they cute? Well, there's 3 of them. Their names are Shadow, Onyx, and Cauldron.
They're all dark names except for Onyx.
And they're super sweet babies.
When I get the baby.
So, anyway, if you would like to adopt them, Humane Society of Missouri has them available in a couple weeks. So you can contact them to connect with these babies. Anyway, the second movie is one that you need to go to bed.
Yeah, go to bed.
The next one is called Zero Dark 30 from 2012.
Hello.
We watched this together several years ago.
What's this one?
Zero Dark 30.
Ooh.
And he just watched it himself earlier this week. So I'll jump in when I recollect what he's talking about. But
So I've seen this movie several times, but I don't believe we've ever talked about it. So I figured since we're talking about strong female leads, this was a good one. I had to refer to a list because I off the top of my head, I just couldn't think of any. So that's what the internet's good for.
Resident Evil, I thought that was on your list. And
It was.
You didn't even watch it yet.
I didn't watch it yet. Maybe this week.
That one's actually a good one. I might actually want that one with him.
So this one was starring Jessica Chastain. I think she was perfectly cast for this role. She was just she is the person, CIA agent that was tasked to find. So this is post 9/11. So she's tasked to find Osama bin Laden, essentially, to try to track him down and kill him. Given that he had organized that that terrible event now 23 years ago. Just crazy long time.
Yeah.
So it shows all of the loops that they had to go through in order to try to find this guy, because they ran such a covert operation, and she tracked them over the course of 12 years, and sounded like, I don't know where they veer from the truth in this story, but this sounded like her career that was straight from school, and this was the task that she was given. So she had spent over a decade of tracking this guy down, and they did not have 100% certainty where he was, but they had really, really good indication that he was where he was, and where they sent the covert SEAL team to take him out. Not with a nuke to take out or a bomb to take out a large number of people, but they specifically targeted him inside this fortress of a house. I thought it was pretty well done. I think this film was met with a little bit of controversy with, perhaps not with the film itself, but the method of torture that they perhaps could have used to extract information from some captured terrorists. In my mind, yeah, do what you got to do to get the information you need, because they have done some evil. So, excellent movie. I think the SEAL team scene was done pretty well. There's no soundtrack at that part, and it, I don't know how they infiltrate these buildings, but looks like they're advised pretty well. And the fact that there was no soundtrack used makes it feel like that you were there. Everybody's sleeping. They went in the middle of the night. And yeah, I highly recommend that you go see it. It's everybody knows the ending here, and it's a win for the USA. I would rate this one a 9.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah.
don't remember that one, so I'm gonna have to go back and watch it again.
Yeah, I'll watch it
but,
again.
All right, cool. So that was
Zero Dark 30,
Zero Dark 30.
which just means really late at night.
Yeah. Okay. The next movie that I watched was A Perfect Pairing from 2022. So this one did kind of have a Hallmark feel to it. I don't think it's actually a Hallmark movie. It's a Netflix movie, but it felt a little more Hallmarky. It was kind of had that extra cheese factor
Yeah.
to it. Now it makes sense to me, though, because
Part of our
I get
vocabulary.
it. But anyway, so she ends up going to Australia to land a contract, or to try to land a contract with a major wine company that was there, because she worked for a wine company. And so she went there. While she was there, she ended up, rather than working as an executive type, she actually became kind of a ranch hand. So she was taught how to do all the things on the ranch, which is where this winery was on a ranch.
Have you seen this one before?
No.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And of course, in Hallmark movie style, she fell in love with the executive of the ranch,
Didn't
who
see it
was
coming.
also the wine owner.
Man, that sounds really familiar.
I mean, you saw it coming as soon as they met. You're like, oh no, here
I
goes.
feel like we watched another movie that involved a winery.
I mean, Hallmark movies are all the same. They all
Truth.
start similarly. Somebody falls in love, and
Sometimes the wrong girl is involved, or the wrong guy is involved, and then the true ones find each other
true.
in this journey. They're both on a journey.
Oh, anyway, so it was decent. It kept my attention. I would probably give it a 6 out of 10, I guess.
Oh, so yeah.
It's better than half. If you like Hallmark movies, then you might rank it higher than me.
Better than half. That's like that scene from one of the Diary of a Wimpy Kid movies. Well, at least I didn't fail.
Right.
I gotta see.
Yeah. So, yeah, 6 out of 10. If you want to give that one a shot. That was A Perfect Pairing. Forgot the year already. From 2022. All right. And then one that you watched. Kill Bill Volume 1 from 2003.
Man, this is
man,
from
you're going way back.
2003. When was Zero? Okay, Zero Dark
Zero
30
Dark 30
was
was
2012.
2012. This one is 2003.
Oh, check out that. The thumbnail is Herbie for Zero Dark 30.
I know. I don't know what the thumbnails are all getting mixed up
That's
today.
really weird.
But when you click on it, it's right.
So, if you don't already know, Kill Bill is a Quentin Tarantino movie. His films have a certain aesthetic to it, and they all seem to be themed around, I would say, the 70s.
And they're all bloody.
They're all bloody. This one
Lots of
has a
blood.
graphic novel feel to it a little bit. So and this is a revenge story. So Kill Bill is the mission of the character played by Uma Thurman. I can't even remember her name. But she wields the katana pretty well in this movie and kills a lot of people. And, the blood spatters, 20, 30 feet.
Her name is just the Bride.
Oh, the Bride. Oh, okay. Nice.
She doesn't have an actual name.
But I talked about, I briefly mentioned this movie when in last Friday's Friday Faves episode as being one of my favorite samurai movies, even though this is not, shot with, I guess, Japanese culture. This is just a revenge story of a failed murder attempt where this clan tried to kill Uma Thurman, the Bride, and then she survives and she starts hunting them down one by one. She's got a name.
It was because of who she was marrying, if I remember right.
But wasn't he the one that ordered the hit?
Maybe so. It's been probably since early 2000s I've seen it.
And, that guy is David Carradine. He ran that long-running drama series called Kung Fu. If you remember that, when, this is well before streaming. This was probably in the 90s or so. But this also has one of
Lucy Liu.
Yeah, Lucy Liu, one of the Charlie's Angels. And she's in it. So there are several cool assassins in here that wield certain weapons, not just katanas. There's this thing on a chain. Anyway, it's a lot of fun. The style of Tarantino's film makes it engaging, I guess. What are some other ones? Pulp Fiction is another one.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't think of some other ones. He's put out a whole lot of films, but anyway, it's a fun movie to watch.
Wasn't Fight Club? Wasn't that a Tarantino movie?
Yeah, it could have been.
There's a bunch.
Yeah, so it's a lot of fun to watch. I would give it 8. I give it an 8.
Wow, that's what it is on IMDb. 8.2.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah. All right, so that was Kill Bill, Volume 1 from 2003. Now, there's a Volume 2.
There is. I didn't watch it yet, and I do have to emphasize the skill with which Uma Thurman was handling the katana. The scenes were shot pretty well. There's a lot of full, there's not a lot of cutting involved, so you see all the action happen right in front of you. So in certain films, I can't think of them off the top of my head, but there's a lot of cutting where it looks like there's a lot happening on the screen, but it's sometimes hard to see what's going on. But this one has a lot of more of the wider angles that are not cut, and so it's fun to watch. That's why I watch a katana movie, a samurai movie anyway.
There you go. So if you want blood and gore and violence,
Lots.
Kill Bill Volume 1 is for you. If you don't want that, however, don't watch Kill Bill, because that's pretty much what you're getting. Okay. True Spirit was the next one that I watched from 2023. This was good, and it was based on a true story.
Oh, yeah.
It was about a 16-year-old Australian girl who had the dream. You loved Kill Bill. Awesome. It was a decent thriller. I remember watching it years and years and years ago, and I just remember there being a lot of blood and a lot of whew.
So much.
But man, she was a butt kicker.
Yeah.
So yeah,
she wasn't having it.
Yeah. Okay, so True Spirit 2023. It was about a girl who liked to sail. She was 16 from Australia, and she wanted to sail around the world and get back. I think there was, if I remember right, there was a goal. She had to do it in a certain amount of time because she was trying to break a record.
80 days?
So I think it had to be in a year. I think she had a year to do it. And so it was and she had some learning disabilities. She was dyslexic and some other things that were going against her, but she wanted to do this, and she sort of trained for it as much as you can train for open water sailing.
She do this solo?
She did it solo.
Oh, wow.
She had radio communication with her trainer and her family, She was able to call them, so she did have cellular service while she was out there. So she was able to call her family now and then, and radio communication, of course, like all good boats have. So it was kind of her journey of making the sacrifice to do this, to fulfill this dream, to beat the odds, to show everyone that she could do more than they thought she could.
Did she stop at certain countries to resupply for
She
food
was
and
not
stuff?
allowed to leave the boat. If the boat docked or she left the boat, she was disqualified.
So were there multiple people involved in this challenge, or was this just her trying to attempt
Just
it?
her trying to break a record.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if it was an Australian record or if it was a world record, or I can't recall what the record was, but
So I think the fact that she had communication will put some perspective on the early pioneers that were founding countries that did not have communication with other people, where they were literally out in the ocean and that's it.
yeah. So this one was the article says that it was a solo nonstop around the world sail, and she was the youngest person to ever achieve this. And at the end of the movie, it showed that she received an Australian award for being the youngest athlete, some big recognition in Australia for the year, athlete of the year, or the youngest person of the year in Australia. So she got a lot of recognition for this.
Was this something that happened recently in real life?
It's Jessica Watson. If you want to look it up, it's her story of this.
That's cool. That sounds interesting.
Yeah, so it must not have happened too long ago because the movie was filmed just recently, 2023.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure. It talks about the real person at the very end. So if you watch this, stick around for the end because it tells you the story about her. I just don't recall the details.
I'm sure she's done a lot of speaking events too.
Probably, but I mean, to be 16 and to be by yourself and sail around the world, I mean, that's a lot. That's a lot put on a 16-year-old.
Yeah.
But she wanted to do it. She was not forced to do it. Her family actually tried to talk her out of it and say, you don't have to prove anything. You don't have to do this.
I wonder where she got her inspiration from to...
She grew up with sailboats. She grew up around the water, and that's just kind of what her life always was.
Was
And
that her parents' profession?
It's just something she enjoyed. No, her
Okay.
parents had other jobs. She befriended this guy who ended up becoming her trainer, and he owned a boat, and she would go and help him with his boat and help him paint it and take care of it, maintain it. So he taught her all along since she was a child
Okay, cool.
how to maintain a boat. And so actually when she was on her journey, her boat sprung leaks, and she knew how to fix it enough to...
Remember that Robert Redford movie that we watched where he had to patch his boat?
Yeah, so this one's similar. She had to patch it, and she would do live videos of herself to kind of so her family could see. So she would post lives and stuff. So you could see some things in the background. You could see at one point in one of her clips where her boat was leaking, and you see her fixing it, repairing it. Shows how she's puttying it up. There was one scary scene where there was a storm. She saw it coming. Her trainer and her parents tried to convince her just to ditch the trip. It's not worth it. You're going to risk your life.
Yeah,
And she had all these projections. She was real smart with projecting how to get around things. She said, I think I have this plan how to get around the storm or how to survive the storm. So she went for it, but her boat capsized. She was upside down under the water for what seemed like a very, very long time. She thought she was going to die. She did one last call to her family and said her boat was capsized and hung up and didn't say anything else. Her family was terrified. Nobody heard from her. They lost radio communication, of course, because her boat is however many feet under the water. Mm-hmm. But then right before, you see her crying, looking at a picture of her family, and you kind of get the picture that she doesn't think she's going to survive this. Then her boat flips at the last minute and flipped back upright, and she came back up to the surface.
What it's gonna take. It's gotta take a miracle when something like that happens.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy.
That's a wake-up call.
I thought, okay, she's a goner. Well, then what's the point of this movie?
Yeah.
Was my thought. Like, if
There's 30 minutes left. Okay, she'll be fine.
right? So I kind of knew something had to happen, but I didn't. Yeah, I didn't expect the boat to flip back and be in good condition enough to finish the trip back home. But it was a really interesting movie. It was really fun to watch. Yeah, I like the ones that are based off true stories. I don't know how closely to the true story they ever are. We can only guess that they're fairly close or that they try to portray correctly, but I don't know. It was interesting. It was very inspiring for a 16-year-old to have a mission like that.
That's probably another, one of those challenging things when you think of book to movie conversions. That's really tough to do.
Yeah.
And so I think you got to do some fancy footwork to go from true life.
The thing with book to movie is books rely on your imagination to finish the story or to give an image of the characters or to
it's a completely different medium.
Yeah, and then when you
of ingesting some kind of entertainment.
When you put a book to movie, now you're placing the appearance of the people in the story. So it takes away the imagination. It takes away. So a lot of times I'm super disappointed because I picture the people to look very different from what the movie creators portray them.
I know you read all the Twilight books.
Yes.
On the covers, they didn't have any actors and actresses chosen yet, right?
Right.
On the covers, the book covers. Right. So what was your impression when you saw who they chose versus what you had in your head?
I'm going to be honest.
Did they cast it right?
I'm going to be honest. Kristen Stewart was a terrible actress in that movie.
Not the first time I've heard that.
They could have picked a very different person. I mean, I get why they picked her, and I get it because Bella was supposed to be this expressionless kind of almost boring person in the book, right? She wasn't all that significant. She didn't have a lot of friends. She was a homebody. She kept to herself. She didn't. So I see it, why they picked who they did for the movie, but they could have picked a better actress because as the movie plays out, she changes her personality and she didn't.
How did they do with choosing
Kristen Stewart
Edward?
And Edward, that was nice.
He was fitting?
I think so. I like Robert Pattinson though.
Okay.
I think he's a good actor. I've heard he doesn't have a great personality for real.
Thanks for joining us, Miyoko.
Yeah, thank you.
Have fun at school tomorrow.
See ya. But I don't know. I like him. I like watching him. I think he's good. And I liked Taylor Lautner for
Is he a good choice for
the Wolf Man.
Yeah.
For the hot one.
The cold ones.
The cold ones and the hot ones. Anyway, we're diverting from
like Divergent?
Let's see. Rating True Spirit. I don't know. I thought it was good. I like learning about things that happen like that. I like
especially inspirational things.
Yeah. So in that sense, I would probably give it an 8.5 out of 10.
Ooh. Go see it.
Yeah. Why do you say go see it? They can't go to the theater. None of these movies are in the theater.
Go rent it. Go stream it. Go to Blockbuster.
Stream it, y'all. It's on Netflix.
2-day rental, Blockbuster special price.
You just showed your age.
$3.
Which shows my age, so please stop.
Family video.
Stop it. Okay, so that was True Spirit from 2023. I would recommend watching it. It's very good. Okay, now one of yours. Let's see. You only have one more left, though, so maybe I'll do another one of mine.
Okay.
You
have quite the list today.
I do. I said I'd get through a lot of movies in Craft Weekend. Me and the girls. We watched lots. This one was actually picked by my friend Jen. She wanted to watch this because she's a Jane Austen fan. And I like Jane Austen as well. And I had not seen this version of this movie. So the movie is Persuasion from 2022. So if you've watched the original, movie that they had put out. I don't remember what year it was. It had to be 1990s, probably. The other Persuasion movie. But this one is written a little differently. It's Jane talking to you.
This is about Jane Austen?
Well, her name is Jane in the movie, so
okay.
I forget. It's been
Okay.
eons since I've read the book. Maybe her name is Anne. I don't know. I don't remember. It might be Anne. But anyway, yeah, Anne Elliot.
Don't she kind of look like Anne? Office Space. Okay.
Okay. So back to Persuasion. So she was in love with this guy, but he was poor, so she was convinced to not get involved with him. He leaves, makes something of himself, has lots of money, comes back, and she revisits the idea of him because now he has money. Come here, baby. Ugh. And it's kind of the story of how that goes and her family and her sisters and kind of their antics and the different friends. And so it's a whole kind of story about their life then, how things went. And black kitties are the best, you guys. Yeah. They have the best temperaments and they're just so cute. Anyway, I thought it was a good version of Persuasion. It's if you thought the other one, the original one, was a little slow, it was compared to this one. So this one's a little more lively. It's a little more entertaining. So it kind of keeps your attention a little better than the older one. So if you're looking for the same story given by a different perspective, that's a little more entertaining, then this one might be right up your alley. How true to the book it is, I don't remember. It's been so long since I've read the book. But I thought it was entertaining. I enjoyed it. I would probably give it an 8 out of 10.
Oh, okay, cool.
It was good. So that was Persuasion 2022. All right, now I'll let you do your other one. So his other one is Dread from 2012.
So this is not the one with Sylvester Stallone. That one was, I wasn't a fan of that one. This one has, I just looked at his name,
Carl Urban.
Carl Urban.
Urban.
Yeah. And Olivia Thirlby. So I feel like this with Dredd being a comic book character, I think this is one of the better comic to movie films. And I think it has got that more of a graphic novel feel to it, actually. There's a lot of there's a recreational drug involved with this movie that's called slow-mo, and it does to the consumer as the name implies, where life is slowed down to, I think, they perceive life as happening 1% the normal speed, so everything's slow. So much like the movie 300, there's a lot of slow-mo action in this one. Pretty graphic as far as the violence goes, I think the way the film conveys what the judges are, they're essentially judge, jury, and executioner in this kind of I think they called it Mega City 1. Just these large people or large cities, and there's some rundown areas, but these utopian movies, they always give things such crazy names. Yeah. Like unrealistic. So the point of utopian movies are for you to think about... Dystopian. Dystopian. Yeah. Same thing. It's to help you think about the future and what the future may
bring forth, depending on decisions that we make.
Yeah, there's
in the current.
a lot. There are several films that are good predictors of reality, like Idiocracy, or even some of the Black Mirror episodes kind of play on advanced technology and how that could be used. Anyway, so we learn what these judges are like, and you know that they are people not to be messed with. And so, I think this film really I'm at a loss for words, but it's a lot of fun to watch. The focus is on the two judges, the guy and the girl is in training. So she is getting evaluated by Judge Dredd throughout this whole movie. And he is making her make the decisions out in the field on this her first mission. So
yeah, it did not go over well for him.
Which one?
To have her make all those decisions like that.
Oh, yeah.
She said, "Nah, dude," at the end of the movie.
Yeah, she did. But it was cool to hear that she did get his approval, even though she didn't end up choosing that as her profession, like she thought she wanted.
Yeah. So she turned in her badge at the end of the movie and didn't want none of that.
But I thought this was a lot better than the very first Judge Dredd with Sylvester Stallone, in that it was more of a serious movie. Very little. There is no intentional comedy here, aside from some cynical remarks from a couple of the characters. But overall, pretty good. It's got a nice look to the film because it all takes place in this. It's not a hotel. It's just a large apartment building that has 200 floors, so it's super tall.
Crazy.
I'd give this an 8. 8.
All right. I only watched about 5 minutes of it, so I can't rate it, but probably more than 5 minutes. It was probably 30 minutes.
Well, there you go.
Towards the end of it, but I missed the whole beginning hour to hour and a half of the movie, so I can't really give a judgment about it. But
it's fun.
Okay.
Ad break.
Okay, ad break.
Oh, ad break. We have from Trader Joe's
dark
Dord.
chocolate covered caramels. Okay, all right, we gotta try
It'll be
one.
back in stock soon.
Okay, back in stock soon.
I don't know when soon is. It's just.
So here's yours. All right, let's see what we think of
this
these.
episode brought to you by Lord Gedrold.
Drolled.
Ready?
All right.
Tasty.
He said, tasty.
There's no cap. This is so bet.
Stop.
It's fetch.
This
What
gave
does
me.
that mean?
It's given me so much riz.
I hear there's an ad. It's giving me so much riz.
Oh man.
We've never eaten. This is the first time for Not Enough Thumbs we've never eaten on camera.
You know, the funny thing is, when we first decided to do these lives, he wanted to have us have coffee and cookies every single time. I'm like, dude, I'm going to get so fat. We do that. We can't do that every time we go live. So, I nixed that one. But here, now you kind of got your episode.
There you go. So, that's really chewy.
Now that we're eating, the next movie is Eat, Pray, Love.
Oh, no.
From 2010.
I give it a half.
Stop it. This is a Julia Roberts movie.
One of her worst movies.
I don't think it's bad.
If you want to watch a movie of somebody finding themselves, go watch Matt Walsh's Am I Racist? He's on a journey.
Okay, yeah, this one is very much not like that one.
She's on a journey going nowhere.
She's on a journey, but yet the places that she's looking for answers,
It's not there.
they're not there. And I think she realizes that. She's looking for this path that's going to just solve all of her problems and make everything perfect and wonderful and delightful. And y'all, that does not really, I mean, that's not life. That's not how things are. Nothing is going to be perfect. No relationship is going to be perfect.
Things going to be given to you. Nothing's just going to magically happen.
You got to work for it in a relationship. You got to work for it, and you have to try, and you have to give it your all.
Was the relationship something that she was seeking, or was she trying to seek what her purpose in life was?
Yes.
Or all of it?
All of it. Like, she was just, and I don't know if it was midlife crisis for her or what it was, but she seems happy-ish in her marriage towards the beginning of the film, and
so she's married. Okay.
he started questioning his career and said, well, maybe I'll go back to school, and then she flipped. Like, instead of talking it out and trying to be understanding and
did they divorce?
She divorced him, and then she dated this guy that was half her age.
Oh,
And ends up leaving him, and then she goes and does this world traveling thing, and then she meets this guy across the other part of the world who is much older than her, and she falls for him, and then it's just a mess.
It's hard to watch.
It's a mess.
It is hard to watch.
Yeah.
Go see Aaron Brockovich instead.
That is a better Julia Roberts movie, yes.
That's about a woman who knows what she's good at, knows what she wants to do, and she does it.
I like Julia Roberts. I do. I think she's a great actress, and I think any role she's given, she knocks it out of the park. I don't blame her for this movie.
No,
it's the movie writers.
It's the character.
She did a phenomenal job in acting in this movie because...
Yeah, because you hate the character.
Yeah, and... Well, I didn't hate the character. I
did.
Felt for the character. I felt sorry for her because she missed it. She missed the whole point of life and
yes.
relationship and love and religion and just all of it. She just missed the point. She missed the mark.
Maybe that was the point. Was there resolution at the end? Any kind of resolution at the end?
I think she kind of felt like she should have fought more for her marriage, and she should have
you think?
stuck it out. But I actually don't remember the very, very end, and I just watched it. That's how impressionable it was.
Because sometimes that could be the redeeming quality is you watch.
She doesn't go back to him. I know that.
But you watch the characters and you're despising all of it, and then maybe sometimes at the end, the redeeming quality is that something clicks in their head and they get back on the right track to things.
No, she just finds herself. So she realizes that she needs to have inner peace and balance.
So watch another movie instead of this one.
Yeah.
Eat, pray, barf.
And it's not rated very high on any
really?
of the movie ratings. It's a 5.8 on IMDb, so
it's probably got a 99%.
It's a pretty low rating. It's not well loved. It's not well received.
Maybe it's got a 99% critic rating on Rotten Tomatoes.
What I did like about the movie is I liked seeing the clips and the scenes of her travels, the places that she went, Thailand,
That's always the nice part, yeah.
Nepal, and all these other places. I mean, they look beautiful, and I would love to go to those places someday. Not to find inner peace and enlightenment, but to go and just see the beauty of the creation that is there. It's what I would love to see. So I love watching movies that shows a glimpse of around the world. I love traveling. I love to see different parts of the world, and I think that's neat to see.
I was trying to think of this other movie that we watched where I think it was the woman trying to find the guy, and then she ends up talking. This is at the very end of the movie where she's talking to this group of nuns, and then that's where she finally sees the guy that's there. They were outside. She was on a bike. It was a movie you picked, but
okay.
I wish I remember.
I don't remember.
But that one had international travel in it too.
So Eat, Pray, Love, I would probably give it a 6. I'd probably give it a 6 out of 10. I know you only give it a half. That's fine. There were parts of it I liked, and I liked the visual aspect of it. So, okay. The next one is actually a TV series, which you've seen some of the episodes with me. Gilmore Girls. It began in 2000, and it went 154 episodes.
I cannot imagine what the
from
length
2000 to 2007.
The length of these scripts must have been. There's so much writing.
They talk so
much writing.
fast. so fast.
I think they talk faster than Ben Shapiro.
And I don't hear well, so reading lips does not happen well with these Gilmore Girls because they talk so fast. But I enjoy it. I love the dynamic between Rory and Lorelai, the mother and daughter duo in this series. I enjoy their back and forth. I enjoy their playful banter. I enjoy their little arguments that turn out to be, fun little spats. I just enjoy watching it. I think it's a lot of fun. It's fun,
funny
teen style movie.
She's a good parent, cares about her daughter. And
Define good. She has her little quirky things too, some choices she should have made differently, and as the series plays on, she realizes that, and she wishes she would have made different decisions and went against her parents and stayed with Chris and that sort of thing. But
dad,
so
True.
I think, I don't know, good parent in the sense that she loved her daughter and she did what she could to make her happy. I think she tried too hard to be her friend rather than her mother.
That was going to be my next comment.
That can cause problems. So your children have to know that you care about them, you love them unconditionally, but your goal is not to be their friend. Your goal is to teach them and guide them and show them how to be good people and how to make the world a better place.
How they can thrive. Yeah.
That's your goal. Your goal is not to be their best friend.
I like how this takes place in a small town and they all know each other.
Yes and no.
Everybody knows each other's business.
That would be weird sometimes. Like if you wanted to keep something private or to yourself, there's no chance for that because everybody was in everybody's business all the time.
Yep.
All the time. I don't know that I would like that. I need a medium town.
Okay.
I don't want a small town where everybody knows me and everybody knows my business, but I also don't like living so close to a city either.
I guess
I kind of want that in between. I want the schmedium.
We're the medium. We're schmedium now.
I want the in between where you kind of know most people, but not everybody. So
that you can enjoy some privacy.
Yeah, a little bit of privacy. So some people don't want to know your business.
Yeah.
That's kind of the schmedium.
Schmedium.
Yeah.
Write that down.
So Gilmore Girls. I enjoy it. I think it's a lot of fun to watch. Overall, I would probably give it an 8 out of 10. It's fun. Oh. So Friends for me, gets like right up there.
Yeah, that's your Friends.
9.5 out of 10.
Your Friends is my Maverick. The high rating.
So Gilmore Girls is probably my number 2.
I'll give it an 8 because whenever
that's high for him.
It's not a movie that I would choose, obviously, but she had it on and I would watch it. Oh, that's funny.
Oh,
I mean, it's good. Not gonna lie.
So there you go. Gilmore Girls, 2000 to 2007.
Lord hates this show.
Oh, I'm sorry for you. Okay. I think that's all we have because the other one that we watched is going to be our Tuesday review, and we are not going to talk about it.
We only reviewed 12 films tonight.
I know, it's a lot. You got to jump on Tuesday and find out what the other movie was, and it does. So our Tuesday movies don't necessarily always fit our monthly theme, but this one does, and I thought it was a really, really good movie. So you're going to have to jump on Tuesday and see what that movie is.
Oh, cannot wait to talk about Garbage Pail Kids.
I used to love the Garbage Pail Kids.
I never got those.
So funny story. We took the kids to the mall and I saw a Garbage Pail Kids book. It's
weird.
A new book that was out at the bookstore. So I thought that was very nostalgic.
Cabbage Patch Kids were weird. Garbage Pail Kids were even gross and
Don't
weirder.
ruin my childhood for me.
Wax Lips were
now
gross.
You're going to tell me you didn't like Pogs either.
Are those the...
Oh, no. You don't even know what a Pog is?
Are those the plastic discs?
Yes.
Yeah, I had those. You get them in cereal boxes sometimes.
I had good ones.
Yeah, the good ones. What about the wax lips? Did you like the wax lips in cereal boxes?
Yes.
Is that because you chewed them?
All day.
Wax lips are gross.
Oh, they had no flavor, but they were so
No,
fun.
they didn't have flavor. I didn't know what I was doing. I was in the kitchen by
So,
myself.
you guys, the closest thing to that now is those little Coke bottles. They have little wax Coke bottles, and they've got a little bit of flavor inside them, but they have the same wax. So, if you want to kind of get the feel for the wax lips that we used to eat as kids, that would be the closest
Yeah, I don't
comparison to now.
know whose idea that was.
What are they
but
called? Knickknacks or something?
Maybe
Knickknacks?
so.
But they look like little
They
pop
do look
bottles.
like little Coke bottles.
And they've got a little bit of flavor in their middles. That's the coloring inside. So
I think they need
give
to
them a
bring.
try.
they
Let
need-
us know in the comments if you like them. If you like the little wax pop bottles.
The-
Or if you've ever had the wax lips and what you thought of them.
They need to bring back those old soda machine that dispensed the bottles. Remember, they had one vertical column of bottles. You'd open the skinny door, pull the bottle out after you put the quarter in.
A quarter.
Yeah,
Wow.
a
to
quarter.
get a soda for a quarter.
A nice glass bottle,
Now it's 75 cents for a can.
or don't get me started.
And bottles, you get more. Anyway,
Yeah, the wax, you just chew on the wax. I didn't know what I was supposed to do. I spit it out because it
you
had no
chew
flavor.
it. You just chew it. It gives you something to chew on, and
I
it
mean-
just stays out for all day.
It was just in a plastic package, no instructions. I thought, do I just wear this?
You wear it, and then you chew it when you're tired of wearing it,
I mean, I'm just this Filipino kid in
and
the
then you
kitchen
spit
alone.
it out and throw it away when you're tired of chewing it. It's just kind of it occupies your day.
Yeah. I wasn't sure. I don't think I ate any of it because it.
Oh, that was my favorite part.
Did you
I
eat
would-
it?
Oh yeah.
Ate wax?
Oh well, you don't swallow it. You just chew on it all day.
Well, that's what I mean. I don't remember. I don't think I swallowed any. But did you swallow any of
No, no, you don't swallow it. That would scratch your throat all the way down. No, you just chew it.
Okay.
Delicious.
Blockbuster Video. Bring back
Okay.
Blockbuster Video.
So now that you know our age,
Bring back normal
thanks for
commercials.
watching. Be
See
sure to
you.
pop on Tuesday and watch our review. It's our 86th review. So watch our episode as the cats break glasses. Watch our
Yeah.
episode 86 on Tuesday, and then pop back on next Sunday for our live.
And yep, it looks like this last Friday Faves is getting a lot of views. We're over 500 views, which is kind of crazy. So we'll hope to have another one this Friday.
All right. Thanks for tuning in.
See you next time.
Bye.